Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
And it feels lovely out. Our cold front has moved southward. We're going to have a lovely day today. We'll talk about when the heat returns, however, coming up.
The fight for the cup. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final is tonight at Lenovo Center. We got you a look at the excitement building as the Canes prepare to hit the ice. Plus, giving your feedback. The Raleigh City Council is considering a more than $1.7 billion budget. How you can give your thoughts about where that money might go. Well, thanks for joining us here on WRAL News, dark and early at 4:30. I'm Chris Lovingood here. Yes, the Canes are supposed to be trying to win some kind of cup. Good for them. Glad that's I heard it's a big event that's going to be happening. We'll dive into that a little bit more this morning. But first, let's talk about the next weather maker with Elizabeth. Right now, I can see the radar is kind of giving us a look at how things are for right now. But it's really the rain that you have your eyes on at this time.
Yeah, the weather couldn't really be any more perfect for the Stanley Cup Final today. There's so many outdoor events leading up to it. You can see a little bit of rain here in the southern part of North Carolina into South Carolina, but you can see it is pushing southward. We have high pressure that's to our north. It's now reversed our wind to northerly, and it's going to push all this moisture and that front well away from us. So it's going to be a nice day for it today. Right now it's 63 degrees and our dew point's 49, which is a very rare thing to see this time of year. Typically our dew point is way higher than that. So it feels refreshing as you're stepping outside. It's 58 in South Hill, 64 in Southern Pines, and 60 in Goldsboro. Tomorrow morning we could set a record low. How about that? Our Game 1 planner looks like that. The gates open at Lenovo Center at 4 o'clock and the temperature will be in the upper 70s, low humidity, just fantastic. Free concert at Lenovo Center at 5:30, temperature at mid 70s, and the doors to Lenovo Center at 6:30, 72 degrees. So perfect weather. I'll let you know why this particular temperature is not going to stick around coming up, Chris.
All right, that sounds good, Elizabeth. We'll come back to your full forecast in just a bit. Well, Durham police say that they are currently investigating an infant's death, and they have asked the SBI for help. What you're seeing right here is a look at that scene on West Broad Street from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker around midnight. You see, Dunn's police chief said the 7-month-old baby was taken to the hospital, and that's where they later died. Police say that people are cooperating with this investigation, and if you have any information about that case, Durham police and the SBI want you to call them. Well, it is the moment that we have all been waiting for. This morning, we are counting down to Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. And tonight, the Carolina Hurricanes will face the Vegas Golden Knights at Lenovo Center. So let's go ahead and bring in Ali Kadhabar. She is live outside Lenovo Center. She is dressed in the proper attire. I'm so proud of you, Ali. And this is a night 20 years in the making.
Oh, and you can feel it and you can tell it's something in the air. Yes, I do have my jersey on, ready to go. You can just tell that there's a lot of excitement brewing. I mean, take a look at this stage right here. Stanley Cup Final lighting up the screen at 4:30 this morning. Fans without a ticket can still enjoy the camaraderie by watching the game outside on the big screen. It is the calm before the storm. The whirlwind of excitement is reaching all parts of our area, from inside the arena to outside with a concert at 5:30. Players tell WRAL they feel that support of the entire city and state. We even spoke with a fan who watched the Canes take home a Stanley Cup in 2006. He'll be cheering from the stands once again. He expects it to be even louder this time.
It's an absolute blast. It's fun. The people are amazing. It is really loud. And I know they say it's the loudest house in the NHL. Or during the Cup Finals, it's pretty darn loud in there. So it's a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, we can just feel the energy here. Even though it is 4:30 a.m., at least my energy is here. But puck drops tonight at 8 o'clock. WRAL is going to have full coverage throughout the day and night. Reporting live at Lenovo Center, Ali Kadhabar, WRAL News.
And the party starts well before puck drop tonight because country music duo Brothers Osborne will perform a free concert outside Lenovo Center, and that show starts at 5:30. Fans without game tickets can stick around for a watch party on the South Plaza. And downtown Raleigh will also host official Hurricanes watch parties in Moore Square for games 1 tonight and 2 on Thursday. The event begins at 7 p.m. and fans are encouraged to wear red and cheer on the Canes in their quest for the Stanley Cup. You can count on WRAL for complete team coverage, folks, as the Canes kick off their Stanley Cup final run. We will be live at Lenovo Center for Game 1 today and all throughout our evening newscast. Then, make sure you look for highlights, plus fan and player reaction after the game, both on air and online. Well, tonight, people who live in Raleigh can share their thoughts on an increase to their property taxes. The city's new budget proposal would require the average homeowner to pay about $60 more. Kelsey Coffey joins us live for that story outside City Hall. Kelsey, the city of Raleigh is just one of several local governments considering raising property taxes.
Yes, Chris. Just last night, leaders over in Wake County approved a property tax increase. And tonight, you can share your thoughts about a possible increase here in Raleigh. We're expecting to see a lot of people showing up here at City Hall to share their thoughts and make their voices heard. Raleigh City Manager proposed a $1.77 billion budget that includes a 1.7 cent property tax increase. That means the average homeowner would pay $67 more. City leaders say this tax increase will help close a $13 million funding gap. Plus, it would generate revenue to fund new jobs, including 23 new police officer positions and 12 firefighter positions. You can share your opinion tonight at 7 o'clock. City leaders will have to make their final decision before July 1st. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Wake County leaders have unanimously approved a new $2.2 billion budget, and that includes a 2-cent property tax hike for county homeowners there. And that means that the average property tax bill for homeowners will go up about $90. County leaders said the increase was a tough choice, though. They blame a new tax loophole for the decision and a lack of help from the federal government as well as the state government for key programs, including schools. The budget also uses $35 million in reserve funds, and county leaders call that a temporary solution. Wake County is also making some new investments next year, including more EMS positions. And county leaders say that jobs such as that are critical as the county continues to grow, and that growth doesn't just pay. Triangle, there are several proposals to raise property taxes. The town of Cary is also considering a property tax increase along Raleigh and Wake County as well. And this is happening as North Carolina lawmakers consider putting an amendment up for vote, and that would cap how much local governments can raise property taxes each year. There are calls for change and upgraded charges after a former North Carolina officer was caught on camera punching a woman during an arrest. Now, I do want to give you a warning because the video is disturbing. This happened Friday in the city of Shelby, just west of Charlotte. Officer Carson Hyder turned himself in to the Cleveland County Detention Center, and he is currently charged with 1 misdemeanor count of assault inflicting serious injury. Many people brought up the case during last night's city council meeting, and they say they wanted that charge upgraded to a felony, and they want Hyder to lose his law enforcement certification.
If y'all let him escape this situation with those certifications, he will just cause problems everywhere else. I ask y'all to be the change.
We know this is not the first incident of abuse that has occurred, and we have been watching and we've been trying to be vocal. This is just the first one that has made national news.
Now, while at that meeting, many people also called for better training for police officers to deal with people who are undergoing mental health crises. The city manager also called this a horrific incident and promised transparency as the city investigates. A convicted murderer pleaded guilty to escaping a state prison after he escaped custody almost 2 years ago. Ramon Alston escaped while at UNC's Hospital Hillsborough's campus, and that happened in August of 2024. Alston was on the run for about 3 days, actually more than that, but eventually was captured in Kannapolis. He has since been in prison since 2016, serving a life sentence for the murder of 1-year-old Malaya Williams. State lawmakers are expected to discuss a bill that would place new limits on social media today. And that bill would ban social media accounts for children younger than 14 and require parental consent for 14 and 15-year-olds. Now, if this becomes law, companies could face fines of up to $50,000 per violation. The measure also includes proposed requirements for AI instruction in public schools and educator training. WRAL state government reporter Caroline Yaffa says despite this bill already passing in the House, it would need another stamp of approval after passing the Senate before it can go to Governor Josh Stein's desk.
The bill has previously passed through the House. It's now inside the Senate. And since they made changes in April, the bill will need, if it passes the Senate, would need to go back to the House and then have another vote.
Now, for more on this bill and how it could affect you or your child, you can go to the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com. Today, the Wake School Board is set to hear another request to increase the price of school meals. The district is considering a 25-cent price increase per meal, and the district hopes to raise more than $500,000 from it that would help pay for cost and boost savings. It would be the 5th year in a row of a price increase. A family of 2 students would end up paying about $90 more next year. And WRAL education insider Emily Walkenhorst says the district is tying this increase to a few reasons, including an increase in the cost of food and in cafeteria worker wages.
If you were a parent in the school district back in the fall of 2021, you might actually remember some of this. There was a sick out for a lot of cafeteria workers back then, and since then the school board has drastically raised pay after not raising pay for a lot of those workers for a while before that.
And so here's what we've done. We've reached out to the Wake County School District to ask, why are the district's meal prices higher, and significantly so, than other districts across the state? And why are they raising prices more than anyone else? Today's meeting starts at 2 p.m. Your time is 4:40. Speech interrupted. The valedictorian at Clayton High School says her diploma is being withheld after her graduation speech. Her response that you will hear only on WRAL.
And it's a comfortable start this morning with our temperatures in the low 60s. Going to be a beautiful day today, but we do have more heat on the way. I'll show you when. 4:44. Look how comfortable it is as you're about to step out the door this morning. 50s for a lot of us. 55 in Lewisburg, 58 Tarboro and South Hills, 58 in Rocky Mount, 63 in Goldsboro, and 65 in Fayetteville. So a nice, comfortable day today. It was a warm day yesterday, but our humidity was nice and low. And now we have more of a northerly flow, really keeping things cool. So we'll be in the 50s in the Triangle up until around 7 a.m. And then we only climb into the upper 70s. I tell you what, enjoy it while we have it, because we have real summer heat in our forecast as we get closer to the weekend. And, you know, it's June, so days like this don't last forever. But what a great day for our Stanley Cup final at Lenovo Center. Lots of events happening starting this afternoon. We'll talk more about that coming up. Chris?
That sounds good, Elizabeth. We'll see your full forecast in a bit. Well, dozens of law enforcement officers and first responders in Virginia are honoring a fallen deputy. You see, this video is from a procession yesterday for Carroll County Deputy Logan Utt. Utt was shot and killed this past Friday. That was while conducting a wellness check. The procession traveled from Roanoke through Carroll County and then into Mount Airy in Virginia. And this happened, Mount Airy, North Carolina, I should say. He was 31 years old. And Deputy Utt's death led to a days-long manhunt for this man right here, Michael Puckett. He was arrested Sunday in Mount Airy and made his first court appearance in Surry County yesterday. He's been charged in Utt's death and is also accused of shooting a second deputy. That deputy, though, is back at home and recovering. Only on WRAL, we are hearing from a Clayton High School student after her graduation speech was cut short.
Whether it's the millions suffering in Palestine, Sudan, Congo, Afghanistan, and so many other countries around the world, these are the families being torn apart by ICE. These are not distant issues.
So that's valedictorian Lean Hijaz, and says that she has had the mic taken from her when she went off script, as you see right here. And during her speech, she called for supporting marginalized communities and spoke out against immigration and customs enforcement. Born in Palestine, Hijaz says that she felt compelled to advocate for what she sees as human rights issues. WRAL spoke with her in an on-camera interview, and she says her diploma was withheld because of her speech, and she pushed back on criticism about it not being the right time to address these issues.
So where is the place and time? What is the right place and time? Because our protests are ignored. Throughout my entire life was my education. And for something so important to me, something that I worked hard for 12 years of my life to get taken from me, I feel oppressed.
Well, and Johnston County Schools released a statement in response to what happened, saying, quote, school administrators intervene in order to maintain the integrity and focus of the program in real time. This action was not about limiting a student's voice, but about ensuring that a school-sponsored event remained consistent with its intended purpose. Today, North Carolina lawmakers are expected to advance a bipartisan bill aimed at preventing gangs from recruiting minors and keeping firearms out of the hands of gang members. It's an effort to give law enforcement stronger tools to investigate, prosecute, and deter gang activity across the state. Bill sponsors call the effort Jalea's Law. It's named for 13-year-old Jalea Toon, a Goldsboro girl who was shot dead in December. And lawmakers say that it was gang violence. A state lawmaker will push for more mental health care treatment for North Carolinians without being admitted to a psychiatric facility. As part of the state's involuntary commitment process, North Carolinians who are suffering from serious mental illness are sometimes required to undergo treatment at these facilities, but those facilities are often crowded and are sometimes ill-suited to meet a patient's needs. State Representative Tim Reeder tells WRAL he wants to change the law to allow more outpatient treatment. Reeder plans to introduce the details of his plan at a committee meeting this afternoon. Well, Raleigh Mayor Janet Cowell placed a friendly bet with Las Vegas's mayor ahead of the Stanley Cup final tonight.
If the Canes win, she will be sending me a sequined Canes jersey because Vegas is good at bling. And if the Vegas Knights win, she will be getting barbecue.
That's an interesting exchange there. Bling for barbecue. Okay. Well, let's the best team and city win, of course. Although, Elizabeth, don't you kind of want to see that bling version of the jersey? That sounds pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think we will, don't you? I mean, there's no question.
Oh, absolutely.
Correct? I mean, yeah. And Mayor Cal will look fabulous in that bling.
Stunning.
Well, let's take a look at Pittsburgh this morning. Things are nice and cool outside. 63 degrees. It feels great. Our dew point sitting at 49, which is low. That's a dew point that we tend to see, you know, those crisp days in the spring and fall. So we have a lovely day in our forecast. Highs will be in the upper 70s. It's really going to be beautiful. 63 in Chapel Hill, 62 in Holly Springs, and in Garner, 61 in Rollsville right now. 24-hour temperature change. In some places, we're running about 5 to 6 degrees cooler than this time yesterday. So just a little bit of a drop, and planning to attend. Now, here's the thing. You can actually go to Lenovo Center this afternoon, this evening. The gates open at 4 o'clock for all the festivities, even if you don't have a ticket. So you can still go, and there's a watch party. Of course, there's a free concert. So go and enjoy. At 5 o'clock, 76 degrees. At 6 o'clock, 74. And at 7 o'clock, 72. If you're going into Lenovo Center, 6:30, the gates open. The doors open. Gates open to the parking lot at 4 o'clock. And so you can get there and enjoy those festivities. The game starts at 8 o'clock, 70 degrees. And as you're coming out of the game, temperatures are going to be dropping into the 50s. So we're going to be nice and cool overnight. It doesn't stop there, though. Take a look at this. We could see near record lows tonight. That's just not something that we necessarily talk about often in June, but that's what we could see. 45 Roxborough, 49 in Durham and Fayetteville, 47 in Goldsboro. So it's going to be a very crisp start to the day tomorrow. 49 is our record high in Raleigh. 46, excuse me, record low. Record lows. 46 is the record low in Fayetteville, and we can see 49 there. So we're going to be really close to those records. Here's why. High pressure rotating clockwise is drawing down the cooler, drier air, pushing all of yesterday's humidity away and the warmth as well. So this high is going to do us a favor here, but once it starts to slide eastward, that will change, and more humidity returns as we get into Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and the heat does too. So 70s for today, 80s for Wednesday, and by the time we get to Friday, we're back into the 90s again, and that's likely to be the case not just through the weekend, but we are looking at warmer temperatures into next week too. I'll check that out in just a bit, Chris.
Oh, spot some 90s there. All right, thanks, Elizabeth. Your time is 4:50 on this Tuesday morning. Returns and new records. Anna Kendrick is back in the director's seat, and Taylor Swift has a new original song. That and more coming up in today's Hollywood Minute. Plus, kicking off summer, how you can bring in the new season in Clayton this weekend. Well, Taylor Swift has written a new song for the new Toy Story movie, plus Anna Kendrick returns to the director's chair. David Daniel has those stories and more in the Hollywood Minute.
It's official. Taylor Swift has written an original song for Toy Story 5. I Knew It, I Knew You will drop Friday ahead of the film's debut June 19th. Taylor said on Instagram, I've always dreamed of getting to write for these characters who I've adored since I was a 5-year-old kid watching the first Toy Story movie. Anna Kendrick is returning to the director's chair. She'll take the helm of The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, based on the novel by Daisy Jones and the Six author Taylor Jenkins Reid. Kendrick made her directorial debut with 2024's Woman of the Hour. Here's a perfect family outing. The new edition of Cat Video Fest is headed to theaters for a limited run beginning August 6th. A portion of ticket proceeds benefits local cat-focused charities, animal welfare groups, and shelters. Check locations and showtimes at catvideofest.com. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, Chris Michaels may like that last movie. He loves a cat. All right, well, tennis legend Serena Williams is, of course, returning to the game. That's big news. The 23-time Grand Slam singles champion will play in the HSBC Championship doubles tournament at Queen's Club in London next week. And this will mark Williams' first competitive match since the U.S. Open in 2022. Well, this morning, 3 teams are now $1 million richer after the soccer tournament wrapped up in Cary last night. In the mixed division, the Peluche Hawks beat the Sneaky FC. And in the women's division, the Iowa Demon Hawks took down Simply Football FC. Both teams made their TSD debut this year. And in the men's division, Hernandez United defeated Pumas de Alabama. Well, this weekend in Chapel Hill, the community will kick off Pride Month celebrations. The town is hosting a Pride Promenade, and the community there will, of course, be meeting with a Peace and Justice Plaza and then walking together and celebrating. It's from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday, June 6th. And in Clayton, a summer kickoff this Saturday. The town is bringing in the new season with music and games, food, and a silent disco. The free family-friendly event will take over downtown. And of course, this will be from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Plus, there will be a fire truck spray down around 1:45. Coming up at 5 o'clock, looking for a win. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final is tonight at Lenovo Center. So we are going to show you all the events happening as the excitement builds. Plus, the Raleigh City Council is considering a more than $1.7 billion budget. How you can give your thoughts about where that money should go.